Hello everyone, it's Nathan Montgomery. Today I will be teaching about how we should be dealing with decimals. This is specific to SOL 4.6, which talks about learning to add and subtract decimals correctly, as well as knowing how to handle decimal word problems so that we will be able to add and subtract decimals in the real world, especially with handling money. So let's get right into it. When we're subtracting decimals, it's important to make sure that we are keeping our digits in its proper place. Like when you look at the first two digits of each number, 3 and 2, we need to make sure that those stay on the left of the decimal. Because if we start switching it all around, we're going to be messing with the actual authenticity of the number, which will be messing it up. So when we're handling this, we're going to make sure that we are subtracting 3 from 2, 1 from 1, 4 from 3, and so on as the digit allows us to. And then by the end of it, we should come up with this number. 3 minus 2 is 1, 1 minus 1 is 0, 4 minus 3 is 1, and so on. And then we will keep all the other digits that don't have anything to subtract with as their own number. Alright, now when we're adding decimals, it's important as well to keep the digits in its proper place. However, when we have digits that will add to be more than 10, then we're going to need to carry over a number to the next one. So I've highlighted all of the decimal placement values that is going to carry over a digit to the next one. So you have the first one all the way on the right side. We have 8 plus 4, and that is going to be 12. So we're going to have to carry the 1 over, and then we're going to bring the 1 over to the 2 and 9, and we're going to put 2 down here. And then same with the 2 and the 1, we're going to have to bring the 1 over, and then we're going to bring the 1 down here plus the 1 that was up there, which is 2. And then the 3 and the 9 is going to be 12, so we're going to bring 1 all the way over. We're going to add the 1 to the 2, which is going to be 3. And then at the end of the day, we are going to be getting an amazing answer, which I hope will come up. Yes, we should be getting 17 instead of 16 because of the carryover. And that's same with all of the other numbers. We're getting carries over here from the highlighter showing that it's going to the next placement value. Fantastic. Alright, I hope you guys are getting a hang of it. Decimals aren't that hard, as long as you know what you're doing. Alright, so let's take a look at a word problem. So you have a quarter of Miss Hazel's class. They live near the beach. So what decimal represents this statistic? We have 1/4, or how do you put that in decimal form? If it's 1/4, yep, in decimal form, that should be put at 0.25. It's like a quarter of a dollar is going to be 25 cents. So you're going to get 0.25 of Miss Hazel's class. They live near the beach. Alright, so let's go into some practice to see if you guys know what's happening here. Alright, so we have a pretty big decimal number with another decimal number. We have 6.9542 subtracting 3.4371. And I have highlighted the placement value, which this is the, looks like the thousands place, right? Tenths, hundreds, yep, thousands place, where the digit is a lower value up top than down below, which means we're going to have to carry over the opposite direction because of subtraction. So we have 6 minus 3, which is 3, 9 minus 4, which is 5, 5 minus 3, which is 2, but we're actually going to have to bring one over here. So this is actually going to be 1, and we are going to get a 4 there. So let me write this out for you guys. 5 minus 3, that's going to be 2 down here, except that we're going to need 1 over there. So we're going to take out the 2. This is actually just going to be 1, and then we're going to get 14 over here. 14 minus 7, that looks a lot better. We're getting 7, and 2 minus 1 is 2. So if we write this all out, I'm not the best drawer with this, but we should 3.5172. Let's see if we're going to get that as our final answer. Here we go. 3.5171. My apologies. Oh, it caught me. 2 minus 1 is 1. I've missed a basic math subtraction. 2 minus 1, you guys all know that, right? 1. Fantastic. Alright, let's move on to the next guided practice. The same thing, we have addition here, and I've highlighted the placement value where the number is going to get carried over. So we have 1 plus 1, which is 2. We have 3 plus 3, which is 6. We have 5 plus 9, which we're going to get 14, so we're going to have our 4 down here, and our 10, which is going to be 1 up there. 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. We need to make sure we keep our decimal there, and 1 plus 1 is 2. So our answer should be 26.462. And to be honest, I can't remember if I had the answer written down or not. I don't think I did. So, oops, erasing some of these smiley faces. So that's what we have, 26.462. We're making sure we carry over to the next placement value. Alright, now we have to do a guided practice for a word problem. John wants to buy a gallon of milk for $2.95. So he has $5. How much change will he need to get back? So first we need to find out how to set up a math problem with decimals. Is this going to be addition or subtraction? Right, it's going to be subtraction, because we need to take away in order to learn what the end result is. What are we going to take away from? Yeah, the higher number. So we're going to have 5 as our first number, and then we're going to take away 295 from it. So this is going to be our equation. 5 or $5 minus 295. And then our end result, let's do this math together. It's going to be subtraction. So 5 minus 2 is 3, but I'm going to wait because we're going to need to bring one over here, carry over the opposite direction. So 5 minus 2 is 3, but I'm going to make it 2. We're going to add 1 here. That's 10 minus 9, which is 1. However, I'm going to need to bring 1 over here. So this is going to be 0. And then we're going to bring 1 over here. 10 minus 5 is 5. So $2.05 is our final answer. Fantastic. Alright, so when we're reviewing decimals, this is some things you guys have learned way in the past and some things to keep in mind so that we do it right, is that the digits need to stay where they are unless they carry over. But some people don't line equations up right, and they say, 5.2 minus 3.9, and they don't have the equation lined up, so the 2 and 3 is going to miss, but this is in the tens place, and this is in the ones place, so that doesn't work. So we see over here, we have our 1 is in the ones place, and then on the right side of the decimal, we have the tens place, which is the 2, the hundreds place, which is the 5, and the thousands place, which is the 4. And it's going to keep going so on and so on and so on. Just on the left side, you're getting the tens place, the hundreds place. But these are the basic ones you're going to need to know, especially when we're dealing with money and handling decimals and adding and subtracting. Another good reviewing tip, which we talked a lot about today, is that we need to carry over when we're dealing with decimals. So we see this is a subtraction, and the digits above in the placement value are lower than the one at the bottom. So we need to make sure that we carry over 5 minus 3 is 2, but we need to carry it over. So we're going to take 1 out of the 2, and that's going to be 1. We have our decimal there, and we have this up here. Hopefully. I think I lost my pen. 10 minus 2 is 8, but we're going to put 7 there. We're going to bring the other one up here, 14 minus 5, which is 9. So 1.79 is our answer. So when we carry over properly, we're setting things up well. We're not going to get frustrated when we get it. We won't have too many times to get it wrong. So just to wrap up here, we need to remember that decimal points and decimal problems will be around us, and we need to know how to solve them. They're not just the points in a number that we get to be frustrated about and that we get to figure out how to deal with later. This is something you guys get to learn now in the 4th grade, to remember the decimals are all around you. And you know what? It might take me a while to get to all of these decimals, so I might not do every single one. But I thought this was pretty cool. We have decimals all around us when it comes to money, when it comes to talking about coins, when it talks about part of something. We always have decimals. So just keep that in mind as we finish today. I keep getting out of eraser mode. Yeah, we have a lot of decimals to work with. Some harder ones you'll learn as you move on. But you know what? It's gonna be great. And that's it. Thank you guys for joining today. If you have any questions, you can email me, and I'm really excited that we are all equipped on how to handle decimals.